Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the PT Special Revision series, and this is the fourth episode for Environment and Ecology. We are soon going to commence with art and culture as well, as many of you have been asking questions about other subjects. So I hope you have watched the 3 episodes and you have liked how we have covered the topics step by step. Today also we are going to cover 12 topics, so kindly pay attention. This is going to be a very enriching session for your prelims exam. So let's begin with the first topic, that is African cheetahs have to be reintroduced, that too in the Kuno National Park of Madhya Pradesh. African cheetahs and Asian cheetahs, these are the two different categories of cheetahs, and this project has been prepared by the Wildlife Institute of India, which was established in 1982, and it comes under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So keep this in mind. And the Supreme Court had approved that on an experimental basis, African cheetahs can be kept in suitable habitat of India. So why experimental basis? We have to know, because these cheetahs, they are in the wild in Africa, approximately 6,500 to 7,000. Okay, so we are going to look at that if they are able to sustain themselves in the environment of India or not. Moving on, the cheetah is the world's fastest land animal, and it was officially declared extinct since in India in 1952, and that is why the word reintroduced has been said. Also, country's last spotted cheetah died in Chhattisgarh in the year 1947. Also, Kuno National Park, if we talk about, it is spread over the area of 750 square kilometers, and many animals like antelopes, chinkara, nilgai, wild boar, spotted deer and sambar are found here. So if we talk about African cheetah, African cheetahs are actually, as I told you, 6,500 to 7,000, and they are listed as vulnerable. Okay, vulnerable in the IUCN Red List. In the CITES, they are listed as Appendix 1 species. That means they are super critical for saving, and in the wild they are in a very dangerous position. Okay, so let's move on. Before I move on, I just give you a tidbit about Asiatic lions, cheetahs. They are approximately very less in number, 40 to 60, and they are found in Iran, and they are listed as critically endangered. Asiatic cheetahs are critically endangered in the IUCN Red List, just for information. Okay, next, NGT upholds the right of pastoralists in Banni grasslands. Now, National Green Tribunal has said all encroachments in the Banni grasslands have to be removed, and the rights of the Maldhari tribe, the right to protect the local forest under the Forest Rights Act, have also been upheld by the NGT. National Green Tribunal is a quasi-judicial statutory body established by the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010, and it has to dispose of the applications within 6 months of filing the same. And the regional Maldhari community, that is the nomadic herding community, it is very satisfied by the move that has been taken by NGT. Now, if we talk about the Banni grasslands, they are in Gujarat near the run of Kutch, and they hold the position to be the largest grasslands in Asia. Let's move forward. And the community, if we talk about, they rear Banni buffalo, and Banni buffalo species are very endemic. They are endemic to this grasslands. That means they are found there only, and this species is adapted to live in warm condition, and they have the capacity to produce 12 to 18 liters of milk per day. As you can see, I have introduced pictures for you. This is the Maldhari tribe person, and that's the Banni buffalo. Okay, let's move forward and talk about our next topic, that is Darwin's arch in Galapagos Island collapses. Okay, so if we talk about where are these islands, as you can see, this is the Galapagos Island of the coast of Ecuador. All right, and if we talk about this arch, it has happened in Galapagos Island, and this is the arch named after the British naturalist Charles Darwin. and it has collapsed. The rubble is found here. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover here. So erosion, because of erosion itself, because this is the work of the sea erosion. In the Darwin's Arch, a famed natural rock in Galapagos Island, it has collapsed and it is in the Pacific Ocean. Tourists are not allowed here. There is rich flora and fauna found here. And cave, arch, stack and stump, these are all the work of sea erosion. And if we talk about the cave, arch, stack and stump, I have introduced a picture for you to understand. So you can see because of the continuous slashing of the rock fragments here by the sea, what happens? The crack starts to grow and then a cave starts to form. This is the cave. And now this is the cave. When the cave starts eroding towards the cliff, it will start forming an arch, right? When the arch further gets eroded, like here, the arch got eroded away. Now this is a stack. What is this? This is a stack. When the stack will further get eroded, a stump will be there. So this is all the work of erosion. Let's move forward and talk about the next topic, that is deep sea faunal diversity in India. Deep sea faunal diversity in India, this is a book which has been published and Zoological Survey of India has played a major role in it. That means this book is showing what are the diversity in the deep sea, floral and that is faunal. And Zoological Survey of India is a pre-independence body which was established in 1916 and it is headquartered at Kolkata. All right. And it is the National Zoological Repository. That means it is a designated national repository of zoological collection by the section 39 of the National Biodiversity Act of 2002. All right, let's move forward. And this is the first of its kind book. This book is a first of its kind in the country that discusses deep sea faunal diversity. What it has shown, first let's understand what is a deep sea ecosystem. Ocean areas which have a depth of more than 200 meters, note it down, more than 200 meters, it is known as deep sea ecosystem. And in the primary productivity, what it has found, in the photosynthesis, sunlight plays a negligible role because it is deep sea. So they have another process of having their food made. And the largest number of species are found in the Arabian Sea, and comparing them to the Bay of Bengal, note this down, that in the Arabian Sea, more diversity is there when we talk about fauna if we compare them to the Bay of Bengal region. And if we talk about Andaman Sea, Andaman Sea has more biodiversity than Lakshadweep. This is also something to be noted for your prelims exam. Okay, yes, I forgot one point over here. Arabian Sea, I compared it, but after that we have Bay of Bengal. All right, and 5 out of 7 turtle species are found in India. Keep that also in mind. That is if we compare to the entire world. Now let's move towards World Wildlife Fund for Nature report, snow leopard. World Wildlife Fund for Nature, it was established in the year 1961 and it is an international organization situated in Gland, Switzerland, the headquarters. Okay, it is dedicated towards preserving the wildlife and nature. So WWF has come out with this report of snow leopard. No research has been done on more than 70% of snow leopard habitats in the Asian countries. Whenever we find that no research has been done in any species, that means we cannot formulate any policies towards saving them. And they are constantly threatened. Snow leopards are endangered, and in the sense they are constantly threatened by their habitat loss, conflict with different communities, and also poaching. And the IUCN Red List has told that the snow leopard is vulnerable and they are under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Sites, not Wildlife Protection Act. Okay, so in these sites, that means in order to put restrictions and curb the trade in endangered species of flora and fauna, sites is there. So we cannot say that snow leopard is not protected here. So WWF, it works on environmental protection research and maintenance issue, and as told, it was established in 1961. This is the snow leopard. I have attached a picture for you. Let's move forward and talk about the Arctic fires. Thawing permafrost pose growing threat to the world. So permafrost is a region which stays frozen at 0 degrees Celsius or below it for consistently at least 2 years. I hope you paid attention to what I said. For at least 2 years. And permafrost are thawing. That means it is getting melted due to Arctic tundra forest fires. They are getting heat, and that is why they are melting. And greenhouse gases are also responsible for their thawing. More heat, more melt. And as permafrost thaws, carbon dioxide and methane, which are trapped into them, are released. So whenever we talk about the thawing of permafrost, it will release carbon into the atmosphere, carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere, which are responsible for climate change as they are potent greenhouse gases. Because of that only, many other problems also occur, such as releasing of viruses and making those viruses that are trapped in the permafrost for so many years, since such a long period of time, they tend to get a tropical challenge, a higher tropical challenge wherever the permafrost is melting. And what happens if we talk about, I'm going to give you a very interesting fact. Spanish flu and H1N1 virus, these two viruses have been found in the permafrost. So you can imagine, if permafrost melts down, this is so important for our earth that we need to understand, we need to preserve permafrost. So many viruses are there. And permafrost, we have talked about this, soil, gravel, sand, everything is there in the permafrost. Moving on, I have talked about this. Now keep one thing in mind, permafrost could be on land as well as ocean. And it is present in the Arctic region, such as Greenland, Alaska, America, Russia, mostly the upper latitudes, and Eastern Europe and China, Arctic and Antarctic region. Moving on, let's talk about Andaman Water Aerodrome project. So what is an aerodrome? Before I begin, I would like to tell you, water aerodrome is an open aquatic area which can be used to fly seaplanes. What is a seaplane? You can see this is a seaplane. So this is an open area that is used for flying seaplanes and amphibious planes. That means they can be on land as well as water. That is known as aerodrome. And basically the Union Environment Ministry's experts appraisal committee has raised several concerns over constructing a water aerodrome at Swaraj Island, and there are also many aerodromes coming up in Shahid Island of Andaman and Nicobar and Long Island. And as you can see, the map location of it, Shahid Dweep and of course Swaraj Dweep. So if we talk about its importance for your prelims, in 1943, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he unfurled the national flag in the year 1943 from Port Blair. And so if I talk about this project is a part of the Udan scheme, that is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, which comes under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. It was launched in the year 2016 in order to give a boost to the aviation sector. And the Andaman administration has not admitted any impact due to this project. Now, the faunal and floral biodiversity of the region and ecological importance of the region is such that, of course, more and more research is needed. And seaplanes strengthen the connectivity to remote areas, all right, of an island or coastal area. So this is a step in the right direction if we want to talk about the connectivity, but ecologically sensitive area. More than 14 water aerodromes are planned in Assam, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar. Moving on. So I have shown you the pictures, right? And reduce, this is the next topic, reduce human-caused methane by 45% to avoid climate change. It is the simplest hydrocarbon. Methane comprises of 1 carbon atom and 4 atoms of hydrogen, CH4. And it is a very potent greenhouse gas, 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide. And UNEP has said, UNEP's report on climate crises in collaboration with Climate and Clean Air Coalition has said that So the report suggests that taking immediate steps to reduce man-made methane emissions, which comes from agriculture, comes from oil extraction, comes from waste management. So there are so many anthropogenic causes of methane release in the atmosphere. Agriculture because of the cultivation of rice, and the digestive process of the cattle that the human rears is such that they also release methane. Then we also have oil extraction and waste. Waste in the sense when waste decays, it causes methane to be released. So if waste management is not proper, of course there will be a release of methane. And at present, methane emissions are increasing rapidly. And also, it is responsible for 30% of global warming. As I told you, they are 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide. The main sources of human caused methane emissions: fossil fuel, waste management, and agriculture. Next comes Bihar warns of lumpy skin disease among cattle. So before I begin, I would like to show you a picture what is lumpy skin disease. It is pretty graphic. So as you can see, small lumps have been formed on the skin of cattle. It can also be humans as well, but not at this level. So the Bihar government has sounded an alert about the spread of lumpy skin disease. And the first case of lumpy skin disease was reported in Zambia in 1929. During 2015, it entered Europe's mainland, Greece, as well as Caucasus and Russia. In India, the first ever LSD outbreak was seen in Odisha in 2019. Also, in terms of cattle population, India ranks top of the world, and that is why it is a cause of concern for India. And lumpy skin disease virus, the genus comes from Capripox virus. The other two species are sheeppox virus and goatpox virus. Problems such as fever, depression, skin lumps and swelling, lymph nodes, mucus and membranes, watery nose, eyes, lactation, this is all getting affected. Let's move forward and talk about Kenyan tea. How is it under threat from climate change? So there have been signs of extinction of Kenya's world famous black tea. By 2050, favorable conditions for growing Kenyan tea would be having an impact on them, and because of that, the reduction will be there by 1/4 in Kenyan tea supplies. Also, Kenya is the largest producer of black tea in the world, while China is the largest producer of green tea in the world. It needs a minimum, Kenyan tea needs a minimum of 45 to 50 inches of annual rainfall for growth. So, if climate change occurs, it might result in drought-like conditions in Kenya or flood-like conditions. So, anything which is reduced from this level or increased from this level is a threat to Kenya's black tea. And plants' growth may be blocked when the average temperature is 11 degrees Celsius or less. And also 20 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature is favorable for tea cultivation. So again, temperature, if it gets affected, then also the favorable conditions will be impacted. Acidic soil is required for the farming, and the pH value should be 5.8 to 5.4 or less. Okay, let's move forward and talk about how 8 Asiatic lions for the first time ever in India turned out to be COVID-19 positive. The first ever case was seen in tigers in a zoo in US, and here 8 Asiatic lions were found corona infected. This is the first case in India when a human infected the lions, and that happened in Nehru Zoological Park of Hyderabad. So Asiatic lions, they are listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, and they are listed as endangered. So if we talk about Nehru Zoological Park, it is one of the largest zoos in Asia. Hussain Sagar Lake is situated just few kilometers away from the basically zoo. So this is Asiatic lion. And now Gir Wildlife Sanctuary in Gujarat is a home to Asiatic lions. They were found in West Asia and Middle East before they became extinct. Because of the reason of poaching, most of the Asiatic lions have disappeared. Let's move forward and talk about how gorillas are among the 200 species endangered due to conflict. And due to conflict, over 200 species of gorilla are endangered, and gorillas are included in the threatened species. Now, the gorillas is the largest family in the family of apes, primates. Its weight is up to 440 pounds, while the height is 4 to 6 feet. And 98% of their genetic code is identical to that of humans, because as you can see, many videos occur on YouTube. They have feelings and genetic makeup behavior similar to humans. And gorillas like to live in large family groups. They like to live in clans, okay? And due to slow breeding rate and extinction of their habitat also, because of that also it is happening. As you can see, we have a picture of gorilla over here. So that's it for today. Now again, we will meet with another episode. That's it, and thank you so much for watching. I hope your preparation for prelims are going good. Thank you so much.